And welcome everyone to Bullets,
Bourbon,
and Karate. And this week's episode is
Over the Top.
Holy Shit. This is a big one, Marcus.
I know, it's an over-the-top big one.
It's over the top. It's a movie that has such a legacy around it that it's almost like, when we started this podcast, this was one of the movies I thought of, but I was like, we should hold off because it's been done by every podcast. What do we have to offer? And what we have to offer, what I think is this, Marcus. Every podcast approach it as if it's this shitty movie.
Sure, yeah.
I fucking love this movie.
I love it too. It's definitely one. I mean, we say this in a lot of our movies, but it's one that we grew up on. But no, this is one that I played, and I just, I felt invincible after watching it. Yeah,
absolutely. This movie, I tried to watch it, and I could see that it's not a great movie,
of course,
but I don't see how it's as bad as people say it is.
This has redemption. It has revenge. It has over the top. It has everything.
What is more relatable than an arm wrestling trucker father who's out on the road a bunch?
Right.
Who has a billionaire grandfather who doesn't want the wife to have anything to do with the husband. Which we have no idea what that story really is. I don't know. Like, I watched two documentaries to get ready for this movie.
Yeah.
I watched The Canon, and I watched, of course, the wonderful documentary, Pulling John, which we'll mention.
Yeah.
But Over the Top, it leaves maybe some plot to be desired. Otherwise, I don't see what the big deal is. This movie's fantastic.
No, I mean, if you're talking plot to be desired, yeah, if we're talking Cannes or, Oscar season, then yes, there are some holes in there. But if you're talking 4th of July opening, summer 87. I was about to say 97, but summer 87. I mean, this is everything you want.
It's beef and vegetable soup.
It's
everything you need.
Yeah, carrots, your good stuff in there. Beef, that's it. Carrots and beef.
And then they talk about, a lot of the criticism was like, well, we can't make arm wrestling excited. I beg to differ.
No.
As a kid watching this, I was hook, line, and sinker.
Easily. And we'll get into it further in, but the way that they show the tournament, I could have had a whole movie of that. I mean, the sweatiness, the lights, the introductions, you get the characters. Yes, I mean, it's perfect. It's just like a wrestling, what do you call, like the stinger or something like that for wrestling whenever they talk?
The promo?
The promo, their promo. They're just these great actors doing these, and a lot of them are arm wrestlers too, and they are just perfect in these characters that they're playing.
I just don't see what the big deal is, because this movie's fucking fantastic. But before we get too much into that, let's talk about who we are and what we're doing. We are Bullets, Bourbon, and Karate. I'm Adam Archer.
I'm Mark Hall.
And every week we know we've been absent, but hey, the world's waking up.
It is, and it's coming back strong, and we're leaving us behind.
Yeah, leaving us behind. Yeah. We're trying to keep up. We got behind. There was some travel involved. I was shooting a commercial, to be honest.
Yeah, you were. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you very much for Progressive.
Out in L.A., big boy.
Had to fly out there. You know how it is for a few days.
Yeah.
Checked out a few things. Saw Sylvester Stallone's Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, you went on the Walk of Fame? I didn't know that.
I was staying on the Walk of Fame.
Was that your first time doing it?
No, I've stayed on the Walk of Fame before. And I've seen Stallone's. I've seen Schwartz's. And I tried to sort of go across them all. Saw Vince McMahon's.
Yeah, I didn't know he had a star on.
He does. He does.
Oh, okay.
Amongst the many other things, did cause us to miss a week, but we are back, and we are back with a huge one in Over the Top. And you can find out all about what we're doing and what we got going on in our lives at our Instagram and our Twitter at BB Karate Podcast. And that is also our Gmail, bbkaratepodcast@gmail.com, which is our preferred way of interaction with everyone. We're old school. Email us.
Easily. Yeah, just email us. We'll open it. It doesn't matter. We'll click a link even if they don't know you.
We'll give it to your Nigerian prince.
Yeah.
You can also find us on Facebook at Bullets, Bourbon, and Karate. And we are also go ahead and start this now because mine's just sitting here warming up.
I'm a little nervous for both of us on this one.
We are Bullets, Bourbon, and Karate. Every week we pair whatever movie we're doing with a drink that is inspired by the movie or maybe even shown in the movie. But for this one, it's a little bit of inspiration piece. Talk to us, Marcus.
Yeah, so this movie could have easily, in my mind, immediately went to, a working man's beer.
Working man.
You got your High Lifes. You got your any Michelob, anything in the Michelob family.
Yeah, the family.
Budweiser. You could do anything too. But my wife actually was searching just out of the blue, and she came across the Italian margarita. And I thought, what better way to portray Sylvester Stallone with his heritage and with a little drink of an Italian margarita.
The Italian margarita. What do we got in this, Marcus?
So we have tequila, Cuervo Gold that you brought over so nicely, chilled to perfection. Mm-hmm. That's good. We got a little amaretto, and we got lime juice, lemon juice, and a salt rim. There is no sour mix in this, so this is
alcohol.
All alcohol. And I just eyeballed it when it said tablespoons.
Sure. No one keeps, even the bartenders, they just pretend. No one knows how to read a jigger.
But I am not a bartender, so let's just take a drink of this and pucker up. Okay.
That's enjoyable.
It's not bad at all.
I imagine the audience is like sort of cringing at just like...
Yeah.
Like
that's a little salt in my mouth right now.
Yeah. It tastes like a cocktail.
It does.
It doesn't taste like it tastes like it's meant to be.
Yeah.
5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
I feel like I am I'm Italian. I'm on the Italian coast.
Yeah.
I'd say,
love that coast. That's a good coast.
Good coast.
Solid coast.
I'm sitting on the boot and I say, hey, can I please have an Italian margarita?
Yeah.
In the least offensive accent I possibly can.
And they look at you like, this. No, that's French. They would be, this guy's American. How does he know about an Italian margarita?
How does he
knows
know
our culture,
our ancient secrets. So that's what we're drinking. Love to know if you're drinking anything to go along with this. Well, so feel free to hit us up. You can hit us up on any of the things we mentioned. But as always, bbkaratepodcast@gmail.com. We love to get those emails. And if you hit us up and let us know what drink you would pair with this, you're going to get a Blu-ray copy.
Ooh,
this Blu-ray copy is the one that is shown on social media. It's a Stallone, 3 of its best.
Triple feature of, Demolition Man,
Tango and Cash, and Over the Top. And it's Blu-ray. It's crisp. I got to tell you, I watched it in that opening going across America scene. Mwah.
See, it's already been used. Like, the engine's all oiled up for you. So you and your lady, you and your man just pop that into the DVD player one night.
And you should know, these are 3 separate DVDs.
Oh, really?
It's not one of those ones that's like, here's... No.
I did not know
3
that.
separate, because they each deserve their own disc.
Right.
And you can have 7 hours of just Stallone riffing at some of his comedic best in Tango and in Demolition.
Yes. Yeah.
And sort of his understated role based off John Brzezinski in his Lincoln Hawk or Hawks, depending on
who you're talking to. Yeah.
So, Over the Top, 1987, released during the summer.
Yes.
This was a tentpole feature for Canon.
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit about Canon, but Marcus, I want to know, do you have personal memories associated with Over the Top?
I do. I remember watching, and just to correct you, not to throw a wrench into things, but it was my fault for mistaking the summer. It was actually in February this was released. February 13th. So day before, think of that. If you're a guy our age for Valentine's Day, day before, you get tickets, $350, midnight show, or midnight opening for Over the Top.
Of course it's a midnight opening.
Yeah, take your lady. But I think immediately when I think of Over the Top, I remember watching this. I didn't see it in theaters, unfortunately, but I remember seeing this at my friend Kenneth's house, who his mom didn't like me because I ate all their food whenever I'd go over there. And and I remember watching this, and he didn't enjoy it as much. We were both big action fans that time: Stallone, Van Damme, Schwarzenegger, all the major ones. But I remember watching that, and it just really taking hold of me. I could relate to both of them, the kid and Stallone. Like, I wanted to be both of them. And that's kind of the thing that this movie has, is like, you want to be Mikey, you want to be Lincoln.
Mike!
They're both, you get a bratty little kid who learns his lesson and he toughens up, and he wants to live with his pops, and
you get a dad who's fucked up.
Yeah,
we don't go into a lot.
No,
I have my theories, and I'll go on my rant as to what that is, but we get a dad who kind of gave up on the family, didn't feel wanted, but didn't fight for it either, which is the mistake he made, and he resurrects that mistake by fighting for it.
Yeah.
So you get that. I mean, how God did I want to be Mike when he's in the on the arm wrestling on the pinball machine,
right by the Mario Brothers game, man.
Gosh. Yeah, come on, that is a perfect scene.
It is.
You know he's going to destroy you, right? I kill myself. If I lose to him, I'll kill myself, says this classic street punk of the 80s. This movie has it all. So you remember watching it, your friend didn't like it as much.
Yeah. And and again, like, I think the thing that took me the most, I loved it all the way until the end, and when they're doing the character intros and everything, that's when I just was like, this is awesome. This is amazing.
It's incredible.
Are these people really out there? Is this arm wrestling tournament real? And I didn't have internet back then, so hell if I know.
And apparently it is.
Yeah.
And apparently they are real people.
They are real people. Yeah.
Other than well, we can go ahead and talk a little bit about it now, but Stallone was originally supposed to face the huge dude.
Right. The bearded guy. Yeah, or is that the one you're talking about?
No, there's another one. So there were
the
two.
one who was too big for him.
Yeah.
Cleese. Yeah, Cleese.
So they had originally, go look this guy up. Dean Cleese, I think his name is.
Yep, there it is.
Huge dude.
Yeah.
And they didn't think it was too believable.
Yeah.
Then they had a wrestler named Ox Baker they were going to use, who's a weird fellow on his own, but too big. And then they went with another huge.
Yeah. I mean, I could still see it. I mean, I still see the victory.
Yeah, when you watch Brzezinski arm wrestle these dudes, he's crushing them.
Right. Yeah.
So it makes sense, but they went through a few, and they eventually settled on a guy I think did great. He was creepy a few times when he moved up on the kid and held his hand. But man, here's another thought: is there a place that they go to that has air conditioning? Because I don't think they're...
They eat steaks in 100-degree temperature.
It must be. Oh. They have this roadside trucker diner that everyone is just drenched in sweat.
Bull's shirt.
Bull comes in just like he got back from a pool. He was swimming and then heard Lincoln was there, put his shirt on without drying off, and just came in. And
just cigarette smoke everywhere. I want to go to that. So I want to go back to the 80s and go back to that
diner. And
putting your cigarette out on a steak when you're done with it.
Yeah, I'm done. Good. Yeah, go ahead and take that. I'm going to put my cigarette out in fat. It had everything, and I certainly have a memory of it. This was one of the ones that I heard about from friends. Okay. So it was talked up because they loved it. So it was talked up in my mind to see it.
So it wasn't even on your radar beforehand?
No. This was 87. I would have been 4 when it came out.
Oh, that makes sense.
This came onto my radar in the 90s. And I remember crying, or at least tearing up.
Yeah.
There wasn't a Stallone movie pretty much that I didn't tear up a little bit at. The opening of Cliffhanger.
Right.
God,
yeah.
What a wonderful
Tough
opening.
loss.
Tough loss for everybody.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker. Yeah. And never really